Hi, I'm Adam Parfrey, proprietor of Feral House Press in Los Angeles, and I make a wide, eclectic variety of nonfiction books for the distempered soul.
So do you feel that there's a kind of a movement against your kind of thinking?
I was sued by this #2 man at the FBI some years ago. That was an unpleasant thing.
What
Sure.
they say is you're not actually allowed to post this stuff
Correct.
out of the
Yeah,
country.
that's right.
So if I took a suitcase full of them back, you know, that'd be okay.
I think you'd be all right. Yeah. Although, who knows?
What do they go for on eBay?
Got a lot of books on punk rock and hardcore, Choosing Death, the death metal book, Lords of Chaos about black metal music. This is Suicide Girls, the famous website of punk chicks who like getting photographs of themselves. American hardcore, the early 80s phenomenon in the United States of like the kind of radical, boy-oriented, violent subculture. There's a book I put together called It's a Man's World about the men's adventure magazines of the 50s and 60s.
The interesting thing with all that stuff, in England they didn't have that stuff until a bit later, but what they used to do is they used to have things, what they called naturist magazines. And it was under the guise of we're nudists and healthy.
Stuff, yeah.
And they'd all be pretending to play volleyball, these kind of flabby looking people.
What was really considered the enemy is that the males had a problem. They couldn't deal with women very easily. So all of a sudden the women became the enemy and the Nazis became more friendly.
Apocalypse Culture 2. There is no printer in the United States, and as far as I know, in foreign lands, who will print Apocalypse Culture 2 because of its forbidden art essays and reproductions. And so this has forlornly lapsed out of print.
Your first book, Apocalypse Culture?
Yes.
Okay, well, I was just fleetingly glancing through it, and I noticed the G.G. Allen references and everything.
Apocalypse culture was a big thing at the time because there wasn't really internet going on, and all weirdnesses were sort of hidden, and this book sort of latched them together, and they weren't specifically about fundamentalist evangelism or apocalyptic ideas, although that was covered too. Apocalypse Culture was the first book to really put it together in one volume to say that G.G. Allen was not one's other side of the coin to the people who thought Jesus Christ was touching down and the world should be bombed for that purpose of the Messiah coming back.
I've always said Messiahs are like rock stars, you know, they promise you that they'll be there and then they don't turn up.
No.
Why isn't Apocalypse 2 available anymore?
Well, Apocalypse Culture 2 went out of print because no printer will print it in this fair land and overseas either, because there are now laws against the idea of what art can depict.
So as a radical free thinker and still a free man today, you know, have you got any words of encouragement for us?
Well, my company's based on selling books to the masses. And I have no words of encouragement for anybody. People are getting stupider and stupider, and the market forces are getting worse and worse by the day. But keep it up, Adam. I'll try.
Closet capitalist. Well, you're as bad as Henry Rollins. Well, that was me outside the witch's house.